Well, I'm back. Still in Birds and Blossoms, yes, from Half Price Books. But if you'd like to get it from Amazon or Dover Books or any of the other places that carry it, there's your ISBN number. So I have been working on this page. Now I have the lighting from this side, so that's going to help when I'm coloring here to throw the shadows out of the way and to give you better light. So without much further ado, let's get started. What I would like to do, and we're going to see if this works because I did not try it out ahead of time. I'm still using Crayola, and I have Blue Bolt and True Blue. Now, the Blue Bolt was used here as the darkest shade. And what I would really like to do is make this look like these are puffed out and that these little divots are recessed in, which means they have to be darker to make it look like it's recessed to the back. So Blue Bolt was that. So I am going to start with Blue Bolt, and I'm going to come right through here. Okay, let's go ahead and zoom this in. Maybe that'll help you to be able to see a little better. I am always trying to keep my hand, my head, everything out of view of the camera. I've seen so many where that happens, and it really doesn't help you, the viewer, to see what's going on at all. So let's get this. Now, by putting the darkest color from here over here, this is looking recessed. Then I'm going to come in with this other color that I've picked that's even darker, and I'm going to come up and do these little bits here and all the little ruffled edges down at the base. And hopefully that will make all of that look further set back into the depths. Now I'm still not sure if I want to do that yet, or if I'm going to pull in another color and do this with that. I'm thinking on it real quick. I'm thinking that I'm going to pull the other blues back out and do this little ruffled bit. And in fact, then that means I can go ahead and use this for around here and for all of this. Now when I'm looking at this and staying true to the colors that were done before, I will use this next to the lighter color that I did prior. Yeah, now when you're actually doing something like this, turn your book. It'll make it a little bit easier for you. I just hate to turn my book and then you go all like dizzy and stuff because I'm turning and flipping and all that. Although I have done it. Sometimes there's parts where I just have to go ahead and flip that book. So, well, it's already warm here. You know, I'm in Central Texas outside of Dallas, and yeah, it was in the 80s by 8 a.m. Is that right? I forget. I've gotten to where it doesn't even pay to look at the temperature anymore because I know it's just going to be too hot. All right, so see, this is a different blue, but it blends well with the first blue that I put down. This is the True Blue right here that I'm using. It's blending well, and it doesn't clash with these blues. It still works because they're blues. You have to watch, because if you get a blue that is, say, a red undertone, so it's more on the purpley side, no, yeah. Or if you get one that's got more, I said that backwards, didn't I? Anyway, some blues have more red in them and some have more green in them. I think that's what I was trying to say. So is it more of a foresty blue-green, or is it more of that purple? And so when you start trying to mix those is when you're going to start having colors that just don't quite look right together. They don't cohesively mesh. So, yeah, get my brain going the right way. Get my thoughts out. It's not always easy. So, as you can see now, we've got a little bit of sculpting in this cup. And when I pull it back in a minute, you'll be able to see that even a little bit more. Oh, get this little bit over here. Yeah, y'all, a couple people had mentioned that my books were looking a little bit more yellow, and it was lighting. So when y'all see something like that and you know how to fix it, let me know. Because if I can fix it, you know I will. So these should not have that yellow undertone that you had been seeing for a little bit. All right, now when I zoom back out, see that cup's got some dips and shape to it. And then it doesn't even look like the first color is necessarily blue. It's more of a, more of a watercolor instead of what you think of as the blues. So I am going to go ahead. I will just go back and do this later. This bit here, I think I'm going to use the same colors on. Oops, my plastic's coming out. Just a reminder, put a piece of clear plastic or a couple of sheets of paper, something behind your book when you have thin pages like this. It will help your pencils from digging in and leaving indentations in your next page. So there's nothing like trying to color and all of a sudden you keep hitting a ridge and you're like, what is that? And you look to the page behind. No, there's not a crumb or a hair or something in there. What is that? And then come to find out it's an indentation from coloring a page or 2 pages prior. So just a word of caution. Put something in there between your pages so that you don't have that happening. Okay, now I'm going to come in here with the second color. That was the first color. Now I'm coming in with the second one. Because by doing the sides, we're going to make it look more rounded. Okay? Do the same thing over here. We want that rounded shape. Because this is actually the top of this teacup. Okay? And it's not hard. And by now, most of you that have been watching me for a while, you're getting really good at your blending. So that's it. I mean, I know it was a short video, very basic, but I just wanted to be able to show that to you. Wondering, my other blues are in here. Let's see, I used, and see, this is where it comes in handy. I wrote the colors I used before over here on the back of the prior page. So I'm in my book now, and I'm looking to see, here's absolute blue, and then here is the turquoise. So I'm going to come in, and I'm going to use the turquoise, and I'm going to do right through here. Because remember I said I was going to go back to this color scheme for this in between. There we go. And then there's some snuck in here and where it goes around. And in fact, that little bitty spot right there, can you see that? Little bitty spot. That's going to be our darkest blue because that's part of this little ridge that's going around. So as you find spots like that, go ahead and get them finished. Absolute Zero was next. And it actually, if you were with us when we did this, we discussed how it really looks a lot like the turquoise. So, and then my last color was the blue bolt. So now I'm going to grab blue bolt and move over here to the edge of this. And right there, because that leaf might be casting just a bit of shadow there. Here, and then on around. Okay, now did you see, no, you might not have, right here I colored all this, and then I really bear down and get even more saturated there so that it makes it darker so it looks like it went back and wrapped around. Okay, so there is one teacup finally finished. Now I will be back in a few days and we're going to do, I think we're going to do this teacup in yellow. So if you've seen me do yellows before, you know you're going to need like yellow ochre, a little bit of brown or something. So grab out your pencils. I'll be back in a few days. All right, bye.